Could we all please be seated? There's plenty of seats. Okay. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Fall 2016 State of the College Address. My name's Lori Walsh, and I'm president of the Faculty Senate for this academic year. The biannual State of the College Address is more than just a recitation of activities over the last 6 months. It gives us an opportunity to come together to reflect on everything that has happened, to, yes, celebrate all of our accomplishments, and also to thoughtfully consider what work still needs to be done. While I've had the opportunity to meet with President Olson on occasion, as Senate President, we meet together bi-monthly, along with the Vice President of Academic Affairs, Mike Brogan, and the Vice President of the Senate, Matt Ward. At these times, we discuss faculty concerns as well as the concerns of the college community as a whole. Anytime I've had the privilege to meet with President Olson, I've been impressed with the genuine respect he has for other members of the Daemen community, and most especially, his steadfast focus on the long-term health of Daemen College. He brings his dedication and many years of experience in higher education administration, his ability to combine vision with a respect for the practical necessities needed to implement that vision, all this to the various issues the college must address in order to continue to thrive for many years to come. President Olson's leadership, his ability to support and collaborate with many of the people in this room, as well as community and government leaders, his dedication to ensuring Daemen's long-term position as an institution of excellence, these things are reflected in the accomplishments and the ideas that we'll hear about today. With that, I'm delighted to welcome President Olson to present the Fall 2016 State of the College Address.
Thank you, Professor Walsh, for those kind words. I should say that Professor Walsh has been wonderful to work with as your Senate head, as has Dr. Ward, Matt Ward. These two faculty have really been great leaders in representing the faculty, and I think that we should all be proud of them. In fact, let's applaud them for the work they do. Well, good afternoon. It's great to see you all again. I hope you enjoyed the summer as much as I did, and that you're having a smooth beginning to the new year. A lot of positive change has happened over the summer months and from before in the spring, and I'm continuing to sense a great deal of excitement around campus. I'd like to begin by introducing our newest members of the professoriate. I ask that each of the new faculty rise when I call his or her name and stay standing, and please hold your applause until all of the faculty, I think there's 14 of them, are standing. Professor Elizabeth Campbell, Professor Christina Coyle, Professor Caitlin Gatley, Professor Lisa Inglis, Professor Martha Kenshaw, Professor Vicki Knapp, Professor Sarah Latchford, Professor Michael Parker, Professor Stacy Rowland, Professor Megan Stam, Professor Mary Stiles, Professor Mark Warren, Professor Sarah Worley, and Professor Andrew Wilton. So please help me welcome the newest members of our first-rate faculty. Thank you. We also hired many new staff members this year. Would all of the staff members rise so we can welcome you to Daemen? There are a lot of them. Let's rise, new faculty, new staff. Yeah. At the last two meetings of the Board of Trustees, the trustees appointed two new members of the board. Gary Bickler has more than 30 years of experience in the construction industry, and he joined RP Oak Hill Development as a minority owner back in 2006. Now, RP Oak Hill, if you don't know, has completed $500 million worth of construction projects right here in Buffalo, Niagara. So it's quite a force to be reckoned with. In fact, he's even done some projects on campus. And Alan Gracie is a director in Freed Maxix Healthcare and Higher Education Assurance Practice. He has more than 25 years of experience in public accounting. He earned his bachelor's degree in accounting from SUNY Fredonia. Now, these professionals will bring much needed experience to Daemen's excellent Board of Trustees, and we're really glad to have them. I'd like to make another introduction if I could. After an extensive national search for a permanent vice president for institutional advancement, the college has appointed Mr. Craig Harris, an accomplished fundraising professional with more than 18 years of experience in education. He will oversee the areas of fundraising, publications, alumni affairs, and conferences and events. He's held leadership positions at Long Island University, at St. Lawrence University, SUNY Fredonia, Hilbert, and Canisius High School. Holds a master's degree in student administration from SUNY Buff State and a bachelor's degree in communication from SUNY Fredonia. Craig, would you stand and be recognized? I'm delighted to report that at the recent board meeting, the independent auditor presented results of this year's audit, and the college was applauded for responsible stewardship of our resources and skillful management of our enrollment. This is indeed good news, especially in light of the difficulties so many other colleges are experiencing right now. I think you'll be especially pleased at facilities and campus-wide developments over the last months. In June, as you know from the newspaper, the Middle State Communication on Higher Education formally informed us that they had reaffirmed Daemen's accreditation for the next decade, thank goodness. And you already know that they issued a rare commendation of the college for the quality of their self-study report. Now, this resounding approval for accreditation with commendation speaks to the high quality of Daemen's academic programs as well as our faculty. You know, as a college, we continue to make great strides, and it's immensely gratifying to have Daemen recognized for upholding national standards of excellence in higher education. Now, as you know, almost every one of us played some role in the process, but please help me applaud one more time the steering committee for its hard work. And I'd like to applaud again one more time the three co-chairs for special attention. I ask that each of them stand as I call their name. Dr. Kathy Boone, Dr. Susan Marcioni, and Dr. Kevin Telford. So please help me thank them for their leadership. And to be fair, there are several subcommittees that were composed of many other individuals that contributed. So in lieu of their names, let's applaud them as well. Now, I also want to thank those who participated in the college's 65th annual commencement ceremonies in May. More than 1,025 degrees were conferred this year, including to Daemen's first graduates in the college's newest degrees, Masters of Public Health, Masters in Social Work, and the Masters in Cytotechnology. And by the way, this year, we launched the first ever live video stream of commencement, enabling viewers literally throughout the world to watch the ceremonies live. So it's great if you have people around the country and around the world, and they can't get here and they can see you graduate. And without a glitch, by the way. Beginning this academic year, Daemen became a tobacco-free campus, which means that consumption of tobacco products of any form is prohibited on campus. Now, this new policy protects the health of everyone associated with the college, and it applies to everyone, staff, faculty, students, contractors, clients, even visitors to campus. And we've installed signage throughout campus, and we're offering tobacco cessation programs to anyone who wishes to use them. We hope they do if they need to. And this is a really good step forward, especially since we're considered formally a fit-friendly campus. This month, the college held its second annual Daemen Day in Amherst Festival, which, as you know, is a celebration designed to connect the campus community with the Main Street thriving business district. And during the day-long celebration, Daemen constituents showing a college ID were given discounts, contests, prizes, there were giveaways, and these are at participating businesses displaying the Daemen Day in Amherst window sign or the balloons and so on. So I hope you made good use of that and got some really good discounts. This year's event also featured several campus activities, including the grand opening of the Den, which is our newly renovated dining and social facility right here in the Wick. And in fact, I'm delighted that the construction of the new Den was completed on time and it's now open. This new facility has completely changed the Wick. If you haven't been there, you should try it. Beyond a place for just dining, the Den offers recreation and study space in a really modern environment. It includes a 4-screen video wall, TVs, a variety of seating options, and also a lot of dining options as well. We've restructured the meal plan to allow for greater amount of dining dollars on students' accounts, so that'll help them, give them a lot of flexibility. And by the way, as a result of the new Den, we're now able to offer greater weekend activities for the students. This is something they really wanted. So we have an expanded TGIF event schedule on Friday nights, where all the events are sort of co-sponsored by 2 or more student organizations, and that'll, we think, have more participation that way. And also, this year in the Den on Saturday nights, we're sponsoring something we call DC Live, which is a live music concert featuring a new artist every Saturday. By the way, Dr. Worsham and I attended the grand opening, and we had the opportunity to hear live music from one of our own faculty, Jerry Hall from the math department, who's part of the band 10 Cent Howl. So Jerry, do you happen to be with us today? I don't know, Jerry. I was going to applaud him. He did a pretty good job. Anyway, we can applaud him even though he's not here. One of the most exciting developments this summer has been the completion of Alumni House. That's the former presidential residence on Getzville. This facility will house all of institutional advancement. We've already begun to occupy the house. Especially exciting, though, is the new parking lot behind the facility, which contains over 60 parking spaces, ample lighting, emergency blue light security phones, and all. And we took pains to preserve most large trees and landscaping so that the parking lot is tucked completely within 4 walls of greenery. Cars enter and exit from the roadway in front of the business building, and students can cross a culvert via a footbridge and enter the campus proper from behind Schenck Hall. That part will be completed in about 3 weeks. So the lot should be completed in the next few weeks, and in the footbridge a few weeks after that. So we're very excited about that. Next door to Alumni House is Honors House, our new facility devoted to the college's honors program, and it includes an honors lounge available to all honors students, as well as residence rooms for several honors students. So we're happy about that as well. If everything goes well, maybe next year we'll have a parking lot behind that building tucked into the greenery, and no trees will come down there either. This summer, the college concluded its 3-year-long campus beautification project with the completion of the decorative stone wall extending across Main Street and then down to the Getzville Road entrance near Curtis Hall. And the recently completed portion of the wall was a 265-foot section located to the left of the Main Street campus entrance as you come in. And as you know, the campus beautification process included installing matching stone signs at the campus's 3 main entrances, planting nearly 200 trees, placing stone benches throughout campus, upgrading landscaping, and eliminating nearly 75 unnecessary metal signs, and that's not even all of them. I'm especially proud that the entire campus beautification process was subsidized by donors who contributed funds specifically for that project. And no college funds were used. And I know I've mentioned this before, but now as we close that project formally, it's really nice to reflect back on all that was happening there. And to thank you, because several of you, many of you actually in the room, have contributed to that, either through trees and benches and whatever. So let's applaud all those who contributed to this. Also this summer, the animation and visual effects programs returned to campus from the Daemen building. They're now fully established in the Performing Arts building, and well, except for the state-of-the-art theater, which has moved to the first floor of the Research and Information Commons. So anyway, we're happy to have it on campus. It was difficult, getting to it and parking, especially down there. Now that we have extra space, it's nice to have them back. After 2 years of research and planning, we finally signed a contract enabling internet redundancy for the entire campus. This redundancy safeguards the college against fiber optic line damage or internet service provider outages. If an interruption occurs, the college can now rely on a secondary fiber optic path that will provide automatic failover service. So, with the college's increasing reliance on connectivity, this plan greatly reduces the likelihood that we'll have downtime and loss of productivity. The new fiber optic path should be completed by the end of October, although we're hoping that it's even sooner. This summer, we implemented a new ID card system to replace the old student and employee ID card system with one that's capable of programming chip-embedded IDs in those cards. And this new programmable ID card can now manage door lock access with a central system. So select door locks around campus have been added to the system with the potential of adding more doors in the future. Upgrading these door locks, by the way, involve wiring them into the internet network to communicate back to the central system. Now, this is a major safety improvement for the campus, not to mention a convenience for those that now have those cards. And one day, like a lot of colleges, we'll all have, all of our outside doors will be controlled by this. No keys or any of that sort. This summer has been quite busy with other facilities renovations throughout campus. I'll mention just a few. At last year's fall State of the College address, I announced that we would make the renovation of the college's science facilities a major fundraising priority. And I'm pleased to announce now that the college has begun the process by renovating the science faculty's highest priority, which happened to be the lecture hall in Duns Scotus 336. The college absorbed the cost of that renovation, which included, fewer tiers, modern furniture, and most importantly to some people anyway, air conditioning. This is the first in what I hope will be many renovations of the science facilities. Also, we equipped the social room, as you can hear right now, with state-of-the-art audio system, which, as you know, is especially important because most of the college's large events are held in this venue, so top quality audio is essential to providing a rewarding experience to our audience members. Also, we installed new technology equipment in the gym, including high-definition projectors, large screens, amplifiers, mixers, and speakers. And that's important too because that's another one of our big, large venues. Also this summer, we have outfitted 25 classrooms, although I was just told by Jim Baccarati a few minutes ago, no, it's really 27. 27 classrooms around campus with high-definition projectors and video screens, and that's a step forward too. So those are just some of the smaller facilities renovations we accomplished this summer. And I'd like to thank Don Phillips and his staff for making these projects possible. So would all of our facilities professionals please stand, or if you happen to be standing back in the back of the room, as some of them I think are, you can raise your hand. So let us recognize their help. So there they are. They're so bashful. They're so bashful. We continue to aggressively enhance our campus safety and emergency response. We hired a new assistant dean for campus life, paid for by reallocating existing funds. This new professional, Mr. Bob Mead Colgrave, assistant dean for campus life, is responsible for introducing some long-needed structure to our safety program, which includes ensuring that all of our safety officers are trained in AED and CPR, NIMS and ICS, Clery, responsible person, sexual assault response, and Narcan, which, as you know, is something that you administer when someone's having an opioid overdose. So Bob, if you're here, would you stand and be recognized? There he is. Also along those lines, all of our supervisors attended a supervisor academy at Hobart William Smith College this summer, and they received advanced training in supervisor leadership and crisis management, and that's always good. And finally, the college is planning its first ever active shooter drill on campus for Tuesday, October 11th, in conjunction with the Amherst Police Department and the Snyder Fire and Rescue. And this exercise will provide valuable training, not only for college staff, but for Amherst first responders. They need to have that training too, so this is a good thing. And another good thing is students won't be on campus that day. As part of our continuing efforts to enhance student wellness, and as a leader in sexual assault prevention, the college just launched its Do Something campaign this fall, aimed at inspiring students to act if they see a fellow student in trouble. The goal is to create a climate where students feel safe and comfortable reporting incidents of inappropriate behavior that they happen to witness, such as inappropriate or harassing comments, groping behavior, an actual assault, or physically, emotionally, or verbally abusive relationship. And as part of this campaign, and in conjunction with Crisis Services of Buffalo, we also offer bystander intervention training to all of our student leaders. And this year, believe it or not, we had over 250 student leaders go through training, including residence assistants, orientation leaders, student athletes, tour guides, peer mentors, even Greek life leaders. So that was pretty good. Recently, we entered into a partnership with Dash's Markets, which our students can now order groceries online and have them delivered to their door, either on campus or Collegiate Village. My, have things changed, I have to say. This is an important service now available to our residents, students, and pretty soon we'll be cooking it for them too and bringing it to their house. As you know, Daemen's main annual fundraising event for 30 years, believe it or not, was a golf tournament. And a few years ago, the college moved to a biannual gala as its main fundraiser. And athletics took over the golf tournament. And in August, athletics held its 4th annual Wildcat Golf Classic at Glen Oak Golf Course to support Daemen athletics. Funds generated from the Wildcat Classic help Daemen provide athletic scholarships to well-deserving student athletes. And I have to say, this is just one of many ways that athletics has stepped up and brought lots and lots of external dollars into the college that we never would have had. And this has enabled them to do all kinds of innovative things there in athletics. In fact, you won't see her picture until a little bit later, but we can still applaud our athletics director who's uncharacteristically doing text in the back right now. Let's applaud Bridget Nyland for all she's done. We're continuing to have success raising the college's visibility and reputation. We continue to gain substantial national attention. For the 9th consecutive year, Daemen has earned national recognition as a college of distinction. in recognition of the institution's excellence in undergraduate higher education and high-impact educational practices. We were selected as the 2016-17 College of Distinction for our exemplary commitment to student engagement, to superior teaching, to creating a vibrant campus community, and to successful outcomes. Now, to be considered for the distinctions, colleges had to be nominated by high school counselors and by educators, high school educators. Institutions are then evaluated on key indicators, including curricular innovation and student engagement and empowerment. So that's quite a nice distinction to have. And for the fourth consecutive year, the college's athletic training graduates have earned 100% first-time pass rate on the National Athletic Trainers Association Board of Certification exam, which far exceeds the national average of, believe it or not, 83%. And so that you know, this exam tests the knowledge, skills, and abilities essential for the performance of a professional athletic trainer. And once certified athletic trainers, and as you know, these are people who specialize in the prevention, evaluation, and the rehabilitation of orthopedic injuries and conditions. Once certified, they have to meet ongoing continued education standards. So it's a big deal when you take that national and score that highly. So obviously, this is yet another indication of Daemen's competing favorably nationwide as a college of national distinction. And also our nursing department has been named one of the top nursing schools in the country in new ratings just released by NursingSchoolsAlmanac.com, which is a comprehensive educational resource for aspiring nurses. And Daemen is ranked among the top 50 nursing schools in the Mid-Atlantic region, placing it in the top 10% of all institutions considered for the national list. And clearly, this ranking speaks to Daemen's tradition of academic excellence and our growing national prominence in higher education, so we're really happy about that. And finally, a new independent survey of students graduating from Daemen has found exceptionally high levels of satisfaction with their education and overall college experience, with an impressive 97% satisfaction rate reported by the students. The 2016 graduating student survey was conducted by CCI Research. That's the independent firm. Overall, 97% agreed that faculty are supportive and knowledgeable. 95% reported that the college has welcoming and supportive social atmosphere. And 94% felt that they had been treated fairly. So that's really nice to hear. They have no reason to sugarcoat things on the way out. So it's good to know that they've had such a good response. And you know what? It's all because of you, and I think you should applaud yourself. So that's just a few national recognitions. We, of course, continue to gain substantial regional visibility. The college has been recognized as one of the safest colleges in New York in a new statewide list released by backgroundchecks.org. This ranking speaks to our commitment to make the campus a safe place to study, to live, and to work, and our proactive efforts to safeguard the well-being of our entire college community. And as you know, fostering a safe campus environment is a high priority that we've addressed through various enhanced security initiatives, which I've reported on in the last few of these meetings. According to backgroundchecks.org, 2016 Safest Colleges in New York list was compiled based on U.S. Department of Education reports, neutral language analysis, social media sentiment analysis, and their own research. So we're really glad to be getting that recognition. And Buffalo Business First named Daemen one of Western New York's healthiest employers for 2016, making it the only area college, believe it or not, to be honored in the 6th annual list. We were recognized as a finalist in the large employer category for our commitment to creating a healthy workplace in 6 key categories, including programming and interventions, leadership commitment, strategic planning, foundational components, reporting and analysis, and communication and marketing. And as you know, our health initiatives focus on exercise, good nutrition and healthful foods, stress reduction activities, wellness resources and activities, and various other activities throughout the year. So I think we should applaud HR for all they do to make these things happen. Also, New York State Commissioner of Education, Mary Ellen Elia, as you know, a Daemen alum, served as our keynote speaker at this year's convocation ceremony, giving a presentation to the incoming first-year class and to all our departmental participants. That got us a lot of visibility. And earlier this week, U.S. Attorney for the Western District of New York, William Hochul, discussed international terrorism and other national threats as part of the college's Distinguished Leaders Lecture Series. Hochul, who served as chief of the U.S. Attorney Office's Anti-Terrorism Unit following the 9/11 terrorist attacks, is a recognized expert on the investigation and prosecution of organized and gang-related crime, terrorism, and money laundering. So it was really good to have him on campus. And Buffalo Business First, recently named Bridget Nyland. Now you get to see her picture. Our Director of Athletics, to the Power 100 Women, Power 100 Women, a ranking of the most influential women in Western New York. This marks the second consecutive year that she was included in those rankings, and also she's the only collegiate athletics person to have been included in the rankings. So, Bridget, you're already standing, so would you raise your hand and be recognized? Got quite a crowd in the back there. I thought in all these years, 30 whatever years, I thought it was only the students that didn't sit in the first rows. Also, the Buffalo Niagara chapter of the Public Relations Society of America recently awarded the college's Director of Institutional Communication, Paula Witherall, silver and bronze Excalibur Awards for articles publicizing the college and its programs. Paula, would you stand and be recognized? Recently, the Buffalo Urban League Young Professionals awarded Daemen's Director of Alumni Relations, Catherine Hammer, the 2016 Community Service Award for her work with Daemen graduates and students and for her service efforts in conjunction with the Buffalo Urban League, the Buffalo Academy of the Sacred Heart, Buffalo Garden Walk, and the YMCA Turkey Trot. So, Katie, would you stand and be recognized? And I'm pleased to announce that the firm that is our general counsel, Harris Beach, is now the official sponsor of the college's highly regarded Distinguished Leaders Lecture Series. Now, as you know, the series brings top government and public officials, as well as business leaders, to campus to share their unique perspectives on critical state, national, and international issues. And since the series was launched in 2014, many accomplished leaders have been presenters here, including the Consul General of India to New York, the former House Majority Leader Eric Cantor, the former Chair of the Democratic National Committee, Representative Debbie Wasserman Schultz, Congressman Brian Higgins, Congressman Chris Gibson, Lieutenant Governor Kathy Hochul, New York State Commissioner of Education Mary Ellen Elia, State Senator Mike Ransenhofer, State Assemblyman Ray Walter, and Buffalo Mayor Byron Brown, to name just some of them, believe it or not. That's not all of them. So anyway, we're really glad to have that series bring all kinds of recognition to the campus. Now, these are just some of the ways that Daemen's visibility has been enhanced over the recent months, and I'd like to thank all of you who were involved in any and all of those various endeavors. Finally, I want to end on a positive note about what is often a subject of great anxiety in higher education these days, student enrollment. As you know, because we are now experiencing the very end of the surge and the offspring of baby boomer generation, most colleges are struggling to maintain healthy enrollment numbers. Some colleges have been forced to close, including 3 this year, 1 from New York. And this year, Daemen did a very respectable job in recruiting new students and maintaining a healthy enrollment. On the screen, you can see the total number of students budgeted for and actually enrolled. The total number of new students is up, which includes first-year students and transfer students. You can also see on the screen that we are recruiting increasingly more students from outside of Western New York, and we're also increasing our recruitment of international students. And I'm delighted to report that our incoming class is the most diverse ever and the most academically prepared ever. So I should add, by the way, that these numbers do not include our Brooklyn programs because those programs will not post enrollment numbers until mid-October, so they are likely to be even higher than we expected. So as you can see, we continue to hold our own as an institution despite very challenging times for student recruitment nationwide. I'd like to recognize Dr. Pat Brown and her entire staff for a job well done. Would all of our enrollment management professionals please rise and be recognized? Finally, it's been a long-standing tradition here at the college to thank faculty and staff for the hard work that they do by providing a generous holiday break, time off to enjoy the holidays with family and friends. The cabinet meets each September to decide the exact duration of the break, and I'm delighted to announce that as a token of our appreciation, the college is closed Friday, December 23 through Monday, January 2nd. And offices will reopen on January 3rd. So I hope you enjoy the holidays and are able to include some time for much needed rest and relaxation. Can you believe it? We're talking about the holidays already. So as you can see from this report today, Daemen has much to be proud of. We're making rapid and substantial progress. We're more and more a college of national distinction, and that's thanks to the hard work of every person in this room. I'll continue to keep you informed about campus developments, and I hope that you will join me for a town hall forum that we're scheduling for November 1. You'll get an invitation soon. So thank you for your attention today. Please join Dr. Worsham and me for refreshments and collegial conversation, and I look forward to seeing you also on November 1st. Thank you.